I'm here with Dave Risch, head coach of the Cougar cross-country teams. And today, looking back at this past weekend's UW Oshkosh Brooks Invitational. And Dave, I have to start with the obvious question. This particular meet between the men and the women, totaling over 1,200 runners, that's got to be quite a challenge to your athletes, just mentally handling the idea of running up against that many people.
Oh, definitely. It's a unique situation. Not a lot of meets are that big. In fact, it's probably our biggest meet, even bigger than our regionals as far as sheer numbers. About 50 teams were there, and like you said, 600 plus runners really in each race. And it was, it really hit home for me because I filmed a segment at about between the mile and mile and a half point, and it took like 3.5 minutes to film everybody coming by, from the leaders all the way back to the last runners. And it really hit home, and boy, that's a lot of runners, a lot of people in the race. So I did get a lot of likes when I put it up on Facebook.
All right, let's start talking about the Cougar men. A couple performances in particular were very good on Saturday. Josh Warren, our men's athlete of the week for this past week, he's on a little string now of consecutive personal best performances. And most impressively, I think, if you look at his time 2 weeks ago, up till now, he's dropped a full minute off of that.
Yeah, it's been a huge amount of progress for him, and he's still got a long ways to go yet this year. He's got 2 more races, and I envision that he'll be under 27. I've every confidence he'll be under 27 coming up. Yeah, he's down to 27:14, which moves him up to 22nd on our all-time list. So that's pretty exciting for him, and I know he'll hopefully crack into the top 20 here in the coming weeks. And yeah, like you said, he's taken off a minute over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, and we don't expect him maybe to take off another minute realistically, although that'd be awesome. But I think he could take off another 30 to 40 seconds potentially over the next 4 weeks, the last 4 weeks of the season.
All right. The other of the men's runners that I'd like to single out is Christian Rasmussen. He turned in a personal best this week, and really just outstanding effort. It
was. Christian PR'd by 15 seconds. Both he and Nico Versaletto both had all-time PRs. Nico by 16 seconds and Christian by 15. So anytime you PR, it's huge, and that's a big PR when you're 15, 16 seconds. So they both ran really well, and I was impressed with all of our men that they ran the race at their pace, which is one of the things we focused on in our pre-meet preparations, was not to get carried away with 600 runners at the line and just take off way too fast, but simply to make sure you're running your pace. And our guys seem to do that, and a lot of them made significant passes during the meet. I know Josh Warren, I think, passed probably 50 to 60 people during the race, and a lot of our guys passed between 10 and 20 people throughout the race. So I think I tip my hat to them. They followed the game plan well, and were able to manage the pace well.
All right, turning to the women's side, again, the Cougars having to fare this race without the top 2 runners, Kayla Konau and Danielle McCormick, but still some impressive outings nonetheless. Mariama Casil continues to come along, it seems, with each passing week. And Sonia Sorensen with a nice outing on Saturday.
Well, let me go back to what you first said with not having our top 2 runners. Let me just say that Kayla Cano and Danielle McCormick are 2 of the greatest individuals that I know. So it's always a big miss when they're not able to compete, and they're just tremendous people, and they were there at the meet really supporting the team and helping encourage the runners. So I just really tip my hat to those two athletes. Miriama's continued to do well. She did not PR, but I think she had her second fastest time ever. And the course was really wet and sloppy, especially for the women, really for both races. The women ran after the men, so you know the course got kind of chopped up and spiked up and got kind of slippery and muddy. So the fact that Miriama was fairly close to a PR is a testament to how well she ran.
One of your runners that we haven't really talked about this season, Samantha Fisher, she had an excellent day on Saturday. She did set a new PR.
She did. She didn't feel very well, but she set a PR by like 9 seconds. So that was huge. And also, we had a lot of people that had their second best time. I think 6 of our women, 6 of the 8 women that were competing had their second fastest time ever. So again, with the sloppy, wet conditions, and it was fairly breezy, I thought that was a pretty significant accomplishment. And I want to tip my hat to Kelly Guastella too. She is probably one of the hardest working athletes that we have on the team, and she did a great job throughout the summer preparing for the season. And so I just want to say that does not go unnoticed, and her hard work all throughout the summer and throughout the season. She battled a lot of illnesses early on for about the first 5 weeks of the season, but I think she's finally feeling good, feeling stronger, and feeling healthy. So I think she's going to have some good races coming up in the next couple weeks.
All right. Now, your next race is going to be a week from this Saturday, November 1st, and it is the conference meet, this year held out in Aurora. And Dave, what is it like for you to have this extra week, no meet this weekend, have a little extra time to prepare for obviously the meet that you all circle on the calendar from the moment the schedule is announced for the season?
Yeah, the conference meet is our focal point, and we're looking forward to running out at Oshkosh Forest Preserve for the second time. But having an off week this week, going back to your question, it's really twofold. I think the physical break of not having to prepare for a meet and allowing maybe some of the tired legs to kind of freshen up a little bit and get a little pop back into their legs. I think that's important, but I think the much greater importance is the mental break. I think having a week where you're not making the mental preparations and really getting up for the meet that Saturday or Friday, to have that week off, I think just gives a mental boost, and we're hoping that translates to some very good times at the conference meet.
All right, Dave, I'd like to thank you for your time this afternoon, and best of luck to you and the team. Enjoy this little break this week. Certainly wish you the best of luck in preparations for the conference meet.
Thanks, Jim, and as always, go Cougars.